I want to raise the question of Camp Ashraf. As you know, last December, Martin Kobler, the special UNAMI High Representative in Iraq, signed a memorandum of understanding with the Iraqi government without first having got the approval of the residents of Camp Ashraf, which he had pledged to get in advance. Nor was he acting in accordance with the wishes of the UN Secretary General, who said the Ashraf people must approve the MOU. Now, yesterday, he issued a press release saying that Camp Liberty is ready for the displacement of the 3,300 people from Ashraf, when in fact there is no freedom of movement. They will not be allowed to take their personal possessions. They will be surrounded by thousands of military and police. This is not a refugee camp. This is fundamentally a prison. Please, can you insist that the Iraqi government upholds their obligations and don't allow them to get away with this kind of unorthodox treatment? Thank you.
Well, as you know, I've raised these issues with the Iraqis from the beginning. You and I have been in many dialogues about this, and rightly so. It's a very worrying situation. I do know that Martin Kobler has been in touch with the residents of Camp Ashraf throughout this process. There is a lot of information that it's quite hard to unpick exactly what's happening, and there are different kinds of interests at work in this whole process. He will be here tomorrow, and I know he's meeting with you because he knows not only how important this is to you, but how important it is to members of this House. And we'll be meeting with him tomorrow to make sure that those messages get through.
Onorevole Kelam.
Grazie mille, President. Madam Ashton, I would like to return to the question of my colleague Stevenson, because I think the UN mediation negotiated by Mr. Kobler has not provided sufficient guarantees for the safety and freedom of choice for more than 3,000 people there, which is contrary to the position taken by the European Parliament several years ago already. Because Iraqi authorities have clearly violated the relocation program, launching missile attacks against the camp. And I think the role of your representative have been lately rather marginalized, because they have even denied visa to Iraq. So my question is, if you said that the relocation to Camp Liberty is way to the future, I think is a very ominous way, and I urgently call upon you to use your authority to speak more vocally and more decisively to solve this humanitarian crisis, which is still pending, because these are people who are consistently advocated for truly democratic, secular and nuclear-free Iran, what we need. Thank you.
Mr. Ehrenhauser, from the non-attached members, for 1 minute, please.
Secondly, on Camp Ashraf, the deadline's been put off, the deadline by which it's to be moved. There is the suggestion that asylum should be granted to people from Camp Ashraf in the EU. I wonder whether this is a proposal that's still on the table, and if so, I wonder what you think of it. Thank you very much.
The next is Mr. Kaczmarek in a minute and a half.